flow been stupid. Shit's got a retarded sense. All the dominance on West rising to prominent. Cause I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. They want a nigga quiet, mute my maneuvers, but I ride like I got roof vibes for Uber. Rhymes hard like they've been viewed by Medusa. 9 million Lucas, 17 in the root. Only need a few to sit up in your medulla. For the regatta, niggas wildin', they win every dollar. They ride by them like Apollos, let the semi holler. The showstopper, then the stopper since the teeny bopper. But now I'm rolling off Patron and premium a vodka. I put his stages on the block, modify the chopper. The small heavy, war ready, and that's working mama. No marijuana, say I got the loudest silence on it. When I'm up on it, ain't no rapper doing like I'm a lot of spitties and writers. But when they eat song, none of them can get to the fire around with me. And I had a nigga spin like a tire, damn it deep. And I'm still focused on paper. Every bar burn hard like a stick with a lighter. Igniter, women coming through with the saddle because I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me.
Israelite school or universal practical knowledge.
Because before it looked like Israelite of school universal practical knowledge. So that's what we had to do to that.
Oh, gotcha.
There we go. Yes. Both ways. Whoa, how'd this get on the playlist? That's a big no-no. All right, now they're just getting Christian. All right, forget that. Yo, this playlist had like Christian Israelites on here, yo.
I just went to the one with it.
I mean, yeah, but YouTube don't understand what One West stands for. No sweat.
Not at all.
All right, we're just gonna go ahead and get started. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Come out of One West 125th Street under commanding General YAHANNA. In today's class is speaking about standing boldly for the Lord. You understand? Something that our people fail to realize how to do and what it's truly about. You understand? If you serving the Lord and you ain't willing to die for it, you're not serving the Lord. It's that simple. And I know some people may say that's extreme. Well, who gave you the life? I mean, when you answer that question, you might understand why he wants you to be able to sacrifice the life he gave you. And if you understand that, then you might understand the power that you truly serve. All because it looked bad don't mean it's going to be bad. You understand? That's what we got to understand as a people. How to serve the Lord, how to stand boldly for the Lord. And this is what's hurting our people. This is why Nick Cannon's having the issues he's having. Understand? He tried to stand boldly, but he don't know how. So it's in his nature to do it, but he just don't know how because he ain't got under the true brothers and priests and prophets of the Lord. You understand? Matter of fact, hey, give me all Israel's not Israel. That's in Romans. Romans 9. I think like 6 or 7, maybe. All Israel's not Israel. It's a lot. Let me get my phone real quick. All right, might get it in a second. All right, but yeah, you got that? You see what I'm talking about? All right, so Salakia for the hold up, but yeah, so we're gonna get this scripture because what we want to understand is, yeah, Nick Cannon is a brother just like us. Deshaun Jackson, he's a brother just like the rest of us by blood. But this is why the scripture says all Israel is not Israel. So you can speak it, you can prophesy it like you think you want to, but as soon as it get tough, as soon as it get hot in that kitchen, you're not ready for that because you ain't been prepared for that. The men in the UPK, we've been prepared for that. That's all we prepared for. So we're waiting on somebody to actually come and dispute us, to make us prove ourselves. The scripture says, let all 1 Thessalonians 5:21, prove all things, hold fast to that which is good. Believe me, we will love a Jewish man and say, you got to say sorry. He's not going to come at us like that because we're going to say, no sweat. Let's go ahead and have a sit down. And if we're wrong, we'll say sorry and anything else you want. But if you're wrong, it's time to give us back our country. It's time to give us back our land. It's time to give us back everything you stole from our people, including our heritage. You understand? Go ahead and give me that out of Romans right quick.
The book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 6.
Right.
Not as though the word of the Most High has taken none effect.
Right.
For they are not all Israel, which are of Israel.
So what's that saying?
Just because they're part of the bloodline and meet the just because they meet the that's because they're part of the bloodline doesn't mean that they will actually come back to their true identity or
that's
a gain hold to what the Lord
exactly. Not all Israel is Israel.
Right.
Meaning, yeah, I mean, you bloodline, you got a right just like the next brother or sister got a right. But at the end of the day, you don't practice the law, statutes, and commandments. You don't practice the truth. You don't practice the words of Yahweh Shai. You don't practice none of the biblical truths. Right. So at the end of the day, not all Israel is Israel. Not all Israel is coming back. Not all Israel is going to get this right. You understand? Right. And that's what that's telling. Is there any more on that? You can finish out this that scripture. If that's it.
Neither because they are the seed of Abraham,
right? Are
they all children?
Right. Neither because they're the seed of Abraham are they all children. We understand what that means because Abraham had more than just Isaac, right?
Right.
You understand that. But the seed goes through Isaac.
Right.
You understand? It's Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, not Abraham, Ishmael, whomever. You understand? Muhammad or whoever the Islams want to do. It's Abraham, Isaac, Jacob.
Right.
That's who the seed was called by the Most High God. And that's where it comes into us. But again, like you said before, not all Israel is Israel, though.
Right.
You understand? And that's a big problem. That's where our Nick Cannons come from. That's where our Deshaun Jacksons come from. All the brothers that are afraid to stand for this truth. You can even throw Will Smith in there because if he was really standing for this truth, he would have looked at his wife crazy and said, no sweat.
Right.
Deuces.
Right.
You want to be a whore? You can call it whatever big word you want to call it. You were a whore. Right. And that's all. It's that simple. So you go ahead, you be a whore. You can be as entangled as you want to be. But at the end of the day, you're a whore. I'm not dealing with it. You understand? And people think when you get big like that, you have a moniker of, I'm too big for this. Can't nobody do me wrong. That brother's probably one of the weakest brothers on earth, man.
Right.
Think about it. He got everything that a normal brother would want, right?
Right.
What does Will Smith not have? He got the house, he got the money, got the fame. The world loves him. He had a so-called bad woman on his side. You understand? He could probably get just about any woman in the world.
Right.
What does he not have? And still, when that woman does him dirty like that on live TV, he's just sit up there like he's just some punk. Weak, effeminate,
right,
beaten. And that's because, guess what? Not all Israel is Israel. What? You understand? Let me get Deuteronomy 31:6. So this is what we're going to get into today. You understand? We're going to learn what the Lord tells us to do and how to stand boldly for the Lord. That's what this class is about, and that's what we're going to try to get into with the time we have. So give me Deuteronomy 31:6, because, of course, we're going to go to the law, which is where we always start at during law class.
Everybody 2 hours?
Salaki, give me a second. I should have went through the Bible. No sweat. Yeah, that's good. All right.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 31, verse 6. Be strong.
Be what?
Be strong.
Well, now, where is this found at? That he's saying this? Where are we at right now?
Law. I mean, the law of commandments, right?
So what's a law? Read it. Huh? Instruction is the law. You're right. And that's what it's for. But I'm asking, what is a law? Read.
Be strong.
What is what's one of the laws?
Be strong.
Say it again.
Be strong.
Be feminine.
Be strong.
Be scared when a white man comes.
Be strong.
Be strong is a law. That's a law in Israel. And as we're going to read, it's a reoccurring theme, no matter where we're at or what we're doing. To be strong. Read.
And of a good courage.
And of what?
And of a good courage.
Run when your little Edomite slave master say you can't say this.
And of a good courage.
Run when he take your job and your living away.
And of a good courage.
You got to be strong and of a good courage to even think about serving the Lord.
Right.
That's the only way you can do this. That's the only way you're going to be able to speak his truth. You can't be a blackity black and then as soon as white man come, you get weak.
Right.
What just go be a coon.
Right.
No sweat.
That's
no
right.
sweat. Just go be a coon. Go make it 30 million and do whatever the master say. Right. There's nothing wrong with that if that's what you want to do. But understand, in order to serve the Lord, you got to what? Read.
Be strong.
Be what?
Be strong.
Uh-huh.
And of a good courage.
Uh-huh. And then what it say?
Fear not.
These are laws, man. Everybody talk about I keep the laws, statutes, and commandments, but when master come around, I act like I'm a little scared. You not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. It says of a good courage. You understand? Fear not. What's the only thing we should fear? Anyone want to ask or answer? So like,
Most High.
It's the only thing we should fear. The Most High. If you fear anything more than the Most High, you're not serving the Lord. Just know that. I don't care what you're thinking or what you're saying. If you fear anything more than the Most High, you're not serving the Lord. I don't care how you deal with it in your mind or how you make it make sense. No, it says be strong and of a good courage. Fear not. That's a law. That's a law. It's a law in Israel to be strong, of a good courage, and to fear not. So guess what? When I go through life, when it gets tough, I'm gonna be strong,
right?
Of a good courage. I'm not gonna fear it. No matter if it just looks like there's no way out, I'm gonna be strong, of a good courage. I'm gonna fear not. Why? Now listen. Why is he telling us this?
Because he knew the type of. I guess he knew what was gonna come about as far as like what's gonna go in the world.
I'm not gonna say he didn't know, but that's not why he's telling us this. You wanna go try this? Why is he saying be strong, of a good courage, fear not? Why is he telling us this?
Basically, because we're going to face adversity. Mm-hmm. We're always going to face challenges.
Right.
You know, it's not going to be easy. It's not made to be easy.
Now, what you both said is 110% true, but it's something that trumps that. Keep reading. Fear not,
nor be afraid of them.
Nor be afraid of them. Read.
For the Most High.
Uh-huh. Read that how it is. For the Most High, what?
Thy God.
Thy power.
Thy power.
For the Most High, thy power. Read.
It is.
Uh-huh.
That doth.
Uh-huh.
Go with thee.
That's why he tells us that. Don't you understand? You keeping my law, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
I go with you when you do that. I don't care what this world shows you. I'm there. Now what? That's why. All what you guys said is true. We are going to go through things. But when we have that faith in him, a part of that faith is being strong and of a good courage and fearing not, no matter how ugly it looks.
Right.
No matter how scary it gets. Let that worldly woman, she allowed to fear because she ain't got this power. She ain't got the Most High thy power. She ain't got that. But when we keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, we have no choice. We're obligated to fear not. Man, I'm behind on rent. Say less. We're gonna figure it out. Dang, but I'm stuck in this struggle. Say less. I keep these laws, man.
Right.
And I know who go with me. I know who go with me. That's what this is about. And you want to know why Nick Cannon apologized? Because he didn't keep this law right here. Last time I checked, before he said his little rant, he was over there talking about glorifying, who was that? Minister Farrakhan.
Right.
He was over there going to a Farrakhan rally. Farrakhan ain't the answer. He just said smoothing sweet word. I'm not even sure if Farrakhan is black. I'm going to be honest. Like, I was looking it up. I think he may have an Arab father or something. I'm not sure. I don't want to, say nothing against it, but I don't think he's black. I don't think he's a true Israelite. Now, will he speak like one? Sure. It sounds good. That's what the world knows. It sounds good to be a brother or a sister. I mean, good Lord. I mean, you see what they're going through? You see how they overcome? Man, people admire us whether they realize it or not.
Right.
You understand? That's why they playing our music. They look at us for the style. They look at us for the cooking. They look at us for everything.
That's right.
They admiring us. But the only way we going to persevere any of this is if we listen to these laws and obey them. Be strong and of a good courage. Fear not. Nick Cannon didn't have that.
That's right.
Sean Jackson didn't have that. Will Smith doesn't have that. This is why they'll go through their struggles and look like some of the weakest people in the world. When before that, we looked at them like, man, if I could ever just get to half of where they are, if I could just get to half of where they are in life, this life would be a lot more easier. But then we looked at them when the fire got hot, we looked at them, and because they didn't keep this one law right here, they crumbled.
Right.
They crumbled. They didn't even represent for just being black men.
Right.
They made all of us look weak. I'm gonna stand strong. Oh, sorry, master. Sorry, master. I didn't mean that. So can I get my job back? I said, sorry, master. I promise. Listen, master. I go get a Jew and he can come on my show and teach me. Right. He can teach me all his lies. Come on now. We don't need nothing like that standing up for us. If you're really about this life, be about this life.
Right.
This is why the UPK says no cowards allowed, man.
That's right.
This is why we stand as firm as we stand on the Lord, man.
That's right.
This is why we say you got to be ready to die for this, man.
That's right.
If you're ready to die for something, nothing's going to stop you from obtaining whatever that is. If you really weren't ready to put your life on the line for something, nothing can get in your way. What are they going to do? Take your life? I've been and gave it away.
Right.
I've been and gave it to the Lord.
Right.
That's why, what does the scripture say? I'm paraphrasing. My life is not my own. You have to live that.
Right.
And in the UPK, we live that. Let's keep getting some more on this. So we got Deuteronomy 31:6. Be strong, of good courage, fear not. Let's go to Joshua 1:7. Like I said, this is the recurring theme through the Bible. Joshua 1:7. This is how you stand boldly for the Lord. Thus saith the Lord. Again, Salaki, I never said it, but if you got any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to put them in the chat. We'll knock them out like we always do, huh? Yeah, that's all it is. It has in my head. Like we got the banner up there, so they don't even need to see me, as long as they can hear me.
Right.
Nobody want to look at me. Just know it's the UPK holding our people. They need to know my life is not my own. Who cares about me? Yeah, we're good both ways. Okay, so we there, Joshua 1:7. All right, let's get it.
The book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 7. Only be thou strong.
Do what?
Only be thou strong.
Where Joshua get this from? Did he just make this up? Did he just get courage all of a sudden and say, only be thou strong? Where did Joshua get this?
The Most High.
Right. Meaning Joshua was doing what?
Following up the Most High.
Simple. It's not like rocket science. The Bible's not rocket science. If you think it's anything rocket science about it, then you don't know the Bible. He said, be thou strong. Why? It's a law. So guess what? Generation to generation to generation, guess what I'm gonna pass down? The law. It's that simple. So we're obligated to do this.
Right.
I don't care how tough it gets in life. We're obligated to do this.
That's right.
Go ahead, read from the top.
The book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 7.
Uh-huh.
Only be thou strong.
Uh-huh.
And very courageous.
And very courageous. Is that not just what it said in Deuteronomy 31:6? He didn't make this up. He didn't just feel like a mighty man. He didn't just put up a bench press 400 pounds and say, only be thou. No, it wasn't nothing like that. He was serving the Lord. He didn't make $30 million and say, only be thou. No, he was serving the Lord. You understand? He didn't become some great movie star or some great football player and say, only be thou strong. No, he was just following the laws of the Lord. And he understood, as long as I do that, this is how we're going to do it. The only way to serve the Lord is to be thou strong and very courageous. It's the only way. Are we going to have moments where we feel weaker or less than? Of course. I'm not saying we're not. Right. But when we do, this is what we hearken back to. Be thou strong and only courageous. I don't care how I got to get there, but I'm going to get there. That's where I'm going to dwell at. I don't care how hard it is. That's what's going to happen. Why? I've already gave my life. That's right. I already gave my life for it. So it's nothing. You understand? Read.
Only be thou strong and very courageous.
Right.
That thou mayest observe to do according to all the law.
And that's a powerful thing right there. For one, obviously that's in the law. But two, he's letting you know, being thou strong and very courageous, meaning to observe all the law. That's right. Not just the part that makes sense, the part that feels good, the part that pleases me, the part that fake Israelites say, all the law. That's right. That's what we do in the UPK. All the law. You understand? For the Bible says the law endureth forever. So that means till this day and forevermore. Even when the kingdom comes back, Christ sets up the kingdom, Yahweh sets up the kingdom. Guess what? We will observe all the law. You understand? Men will still grow out their beards. We'll still wear fringes on our garment. You understand? We'll still keep the feast days. Women will still be set apart during their time of flowering or whatever you want to call it. These things will still happen. Be strong and very courageous in it. Because guess what? We're at a time where it's kind of hard to observe the law and to have people look at you like you're not weird. Yeah, I mean, it starts with, you know what? The crazy part about it starts with family and friends. That's who's looking at us the craziest first. Like, yo, what? What? You doing what? You got to grow out your beard. Just trim it up or something. You know, just go ahead and do it. No, I'm going to be strong and very courageous. How about you let it grow out and stop being weak? Right. How about that? Are you afraid that if you grow it out, it ain't going to look as good as you want? And now women ain't going to want you the same way? Oh, so you only doing it for women. Right. Oh, so you doing it for the weaker vessel. Right. Oh, you can't be strong and very courageous. Right. You can't be a mighty man of the Lord. That's right. You're afraid to be a mighty man of the Lord. Right. I grow this out only because I'm strong and very courageous. Right. Only to show my might in the Lord. Before this, you think I wasn't trimming up and doing all this? I was doing that too. Had razor bumps all over my face. I was doing it. Mm-hmm. But then I said, I don't want to be weak no more. I don't want to be weak. I want to stand boldly for the Lord. It was always a passion of mine to stand boldly before the Lord or for the Lord. And even when I thought I was doing it in Christianity, I realized it's something missing here. I thought I was doing it, but it's something's missing. Because I'm looking around and these just don't seem like, something not there. And because I fought that fight, Lord have mercy on me, brought me to the UPK. He said, don't worry, I'm gonna make you a mighty man. That's right. I'm gonna make you a mighty man, whether you like it or not. We're going ahead and finish this out.
That thou mayest observe to do according to all the law. Which Moses.
Which who?
Which Moses, my servant, commanded thee.
When did Moses command thee? Give me the scripture right now. No, don't read it. What is it?
Oh,
I'm not asking y'all nothing hard. Believe me, the Bible's simple.
Observe and do according to all the law.
Right. So that is, all right, let me make it simple. Book, chapter, verse. Well, we did. What was it?
No, Deuteronomy 31.
Exactly. Deuteronomy 31:6. That's exactly what Joshua was talking about. So guess what? The same thing we talking about, same thing Joshua was talking about. No different. Same thing our forefathers talking about, same thing we talking about. Be strong and very courageous. Guess what? Just like the servant Moses told us, commanded us to do. It's the exact same thing. Read.
Which Moses, my servant, commanded thee.
He did, right?
Turn not from it to the right hand or to the left.
What's that mean? Turn not from it from the right hand to the left. What is he saying there?
Basically, don't switch from your paraphrase, but I know the scripture. Your right hand is strong hand, and do not turn to your left hand and cower away.
You would have to show me that scripture, but it's a little bit more simpler than that. Right. Well, I know where you're going with it, but it's a little bit more simpler than that. You want to try, sis? What does it mean? Not turn not from the right hand or the left hand?
To keep straight.
Boom. Boom. What does it say? For broad is the gate of destruction. For straight and narrow is thy way. You understand? That's literally what it's going into. Keep on that straight and narrow path. Don't turn to the left or to the right. Keep on that straight and narrow path. And you know how you're going to keep on that straight and narrow path? No matter how good, bad, or ugly it is, how you going to do it? You are. That's definitely what it is. But how? Okay, so let's go even deeper than that. And we're going to follow the law, statutes, commandments of the Lord. How are we going to make sure that no matter how hard it gets, we're going to do that? There it is. Thank you. There it is. That's what we're going to do. But guess what? Sometimes that means I might have to call a brother up, a man above me. Hey, it's like, sir, I'm going through this and this. I might need that man to tell me, hey, you need to stop being a punk. Right. You need to wake up and do this, that, and the third. Salakia, sir. The water out of wine. Khan out of one Khan. I might need that. Same thing with the sisters. You might have to call a man above you, or whether you got a husband or the man helping teach you, or just another sister. Whatever the situation is. Hey, I'm going through this. Hey, sis, I understand you're going through this, but this is what we made of. Right. This is what we do. Yes, it hurts. It's tough. But how much more did the Lord, when I say the Lord, I mean Yahweh, shall I go through just to give us this chance to come back to the Lord, to be strong and courageous? How much more did he have to go through and suffer just to give us that opportunity? Think about that when it gets tough. That's what you think about. And think about how strong and courageous he was in giving us our chance to fight for the righteousness that we were already ordained. The Lord Most High was ready to take away. I don't know how many times he done threatened. He even told Moses, look, I just started Moses a lie. I don't even care about the rest of them. Moses, I just started from you. He told I think it was in I forget where it said. I think it was in the New Testament. He talked about how he could have made these stones or something. You know what I'm saying? He could have made the stones his people or something and just rose them up. Like, he done threatened us in more ways than one. But if it wasn't for Yahweh Shai putting his life on the line, which is what it comes back down to, which is why my life is not my own. The greatest black man to ever walk the earth put his life on the line just so we'll have a chance.
Right.
Who am I not to take that opportunity?
That's right.
I've screwed up for most of my life.
Right.
I can't take none of that back. All I can do is grow and become that new creature that he told me to be.
That's right.
That new creature is the same people we reading about right now. Come back to these laws, statutes, commandments. Don't go from the left or the right. Be strong and courageous.
That's right.
My life is not my own. This is what this is about, man. This is how we serve the Lord. This is how we stand boldly for the Lord.
That's right.
You understand? Give me real quick, matter of fact, I want to get one more of these because, like I said, this is a reoccurring theme. This is nothing new. Let me get 1 Chronicles 28 and 20. 1 Chronicles 28 and 20. First Chronicles 28 and 20. This is our job on earth. This is what we give our life to. Serving the Lord.
Every time I turn to her
no sweat, what'd you say?
With a problem or something, my grandmother, she was like, well, you tried everything else. You already what you tried to
Hey, but and you know what? In that, whether she realized the truth or not, that is kind of the wisdom of the elderly. You know what I'm saying? This new generation think there's every way outside of the Bible. The Bible's this. The world's really 1,000,000 years old. Do you know you can just eat this and then the God will come to you? Like, it's this new age is so retarded. I'm sorry. This new age of thinking is just it's disappointing. It's like you think I'm gonna eat a certain way and now I'm close to God.
Right.
You think I'm gonna sit here and just look at the sun or something and now he's with me? No, I'm gonna go blind if anything. Like it's disappointing, and people don't understand. Go back to the basics. Even our grandmothers and all that, they understand that there's a spirit in the word of God that's nowhere else. Now, have they tapped into it? Probably not. But they know there's a spirit in the word of God that you can't get nowhere else. You come to that spirit and watch what happens. And that's wisdom. You understand? Now, of course, if it Lord's will, we'd love to get them in here and teach them, everything of the Lord. They're really open their eyes if they just sat down in here for an hour. You understand? And they really learn. I'm actually of the bloodline of the Lord. So when he said be strong and courageous, it's because he understood we would go through this poverty. He understood we would go through the low-paying jobs. He understood that we would be in captivity to a people that hated us. Oh, okay. So now this is why he's saying this, doing this, that, and the third. Oh, that's why Christ had to die. Oh, wow. It's mind-blowing when you understand this truth. That's right. So Lord will, he wakes up some of our grandparents. It's never too late. As long as you breathing, it's never too late. You understand? That's what that parable was about when they talked about dang, I forget, and I'm paraphrasing. But essentially the meaning of it was whether a man's been serving the Lord for 10, 20 years or a man just came in last month, they'll both receive that kingdom. Because they, at the end of the day, in their lifetime, they had a chance to understand and learn the Lord. And whether they did it early, middle, or late, they came back. That's all the Lord wants, us to come back. Just come back. If you got breath in your body right now, come back. That's all that matters. We'll teach you how to be strong and courageous because it's the only way to come back. It's the only way to come back. You understand? So where we at? First Chronicles 28. First Chronicles 28, 20. Let's get it.
The book of First Chronicles, chapter 28, verse 20. And David said to Solomon, his son.
So this is King David speaking of the future king, King Solomon, the heir to the throne. What did he say? You understand now? This is why this is going to be mighty and powerful, because King David, King Solomon, they are already at a place of what? When this rulership, power. Right. So to be strong or courageous, yeah, but I control everything.
Right.
I mean, I can be weak and still have all this. But because the word of God means that much, because I understand this is only because of God, listen to what King David told his son. Let's read it from the top.
And David said to Solomon, his son, be strong and of good courage.
Is that not the recurring thing we've seen already?
Right.
Be strong and of good courage. You understand? Read.
And do it.
And do it. Read.
Fear not. Nor be dismayed.
Nor be dismayed. Read.
For the Most High power, even my power, will be with thee.
That's why. As long as you stick to the blueprint, you're never going to lose.
That's right.
As long as you stick to the blueprint, you're never going to lose. But you know what happened? We left this blueprint.
That's right.
We started thinking, I'm going to be strong of a good courage. But those other nations, man, I could deal with them in a certain way and still be stronger of a good courage. No, you can't. No, you can't. That ain't happening. You understand? You have to serve the Lord the way the Lord wants you to serve him, not the way you think he wants you to serve him. And if you don't understand how, no sweat. This is what the UPK is here for, to show you how. Right. That's what it's about, man. You got to be about doing the work of the Lord. I'm about that's why Christ said, I'm about my Father's business.
That's
man.
Right.
Guess what? Same with the men of the UPK. We about our Father's business, man. Serving the Lord is not a weak, effeminate thing. So if you're weak and effeminate in any way, shape, or form, you are the furthest thing from the Lord as a man of God. You are the furthest thing. It's not possible for you to serve the Lord right now. You have to learn how to be strong and courageous. Matter of fact, let me get Isaiah 58:1. Huh?
You want me to go now?
No sweat. Yeah. Go ahead. Go now.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 58, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Cry aloud.
Uh-huh.
Spare not.
Right.
Lift up thy voice like a trumpet.
You understand what that means? Cry aloud and spare not. You got to be strong and courageous to cry aloud and spare not. Lift up thy voice as the trumpet. That's why we speak so boldly in the streets, man.
That's right.
We're not worried about who's saying this, that, and the third. We done had plenty of people try to gang up on us. Because we know the Lord goes before us, ain't nothing ever happened. Ain't nothing ever happened. They didn't came like they was about that rah-rah, but they seen these men of the Lord and understood this might not be what we want to do. I done seen it plenty of times at plenty of camps. They get rah-rah because they're emotional. They're effeminate. I expect them to get rah-rah. What we're saying is totally against everything America taught them. But when it comes to really doing the business, they not about that. They talk like they want to be about that, but they see the men of the Lord. It's almost like they know, I think these cats will die for what they're saying.
That's right.
I'm not going to go. I just came out here to shop. I just came out here to buy my wife something. You know what? F them, I'm going to just keep walking.
Right.
And that's all they do. Ain't nobody standing up to us like that because we are the men of the Lord. We do the work of the Lord. And I dare you to challenge it. Challenge it. Tell us we wrong. We'll shut up if you can prove us wrong. We'll shut up. We listen to reason. But you got to prove us wrong. You can't give us your emotion about something and expect us to respect it as fact. We're giving you hard, cold facts, whether you like it or not, and you want to come with an emotion? That's laughable.
Right.
That's effeminate. That's weak. That's not being strong nor courageous. Go ahead and finish that out.
And shew my people their transgression.
What we show them? Read.
Show my people their transgression.
That's what we do. I can't, guess what? That means I have to judge you. I have to judge you righteous judgment. I have to let you know you're wrong. You should not be celebrating Christmas. You understand? You should not be celebrating Thanksgiving. You're wrong. You should not be celebrating your birthday. It's my job to show the Lord's people their transgression, meaning I have to judge you. I have to. The Lord told me to. And he also, in telling me, he told me to cry loud and spare not. Meaning I'm not going to care about your feelings. I'm just going to let you know you're wrong. Hey, the Lord be with you on your decision. Because when he judges you, that's where heart attacks come from, cancer, and everything else that's against him. That's where that comes from. I can't help you when you get to that point. But I can help you before that point. How do I help you? I let you know where your transgressions are.
Right.
I let you know as a man of the Lord, in order for me to care, I have to correct you. So that's what I'm going to do. Are you going to like it? I really don't care what you feel about it. We're not in the business of feelings. We're in the business of correcting, getting it right. No matter how anyone feels about it, that's the business we're in. You know why we're in that business? Because we already gave our life for it.
Right.
So we're going to be strong and courageous. We're not going to, you probably shouldn't smoke that cigarette. Hey, no, brother, you killing yourself. You need to go ahead and throw that crap away.
Right.
Hey, sis, she's so beautiful. You really shouldn't be. Hey, baby, you've been a whore. I'm going to be honest with you. That's just nasty. You look disgusting. It's horrible. Why are you doing it? Stop. Oh, you judging, huh? Yes, I am. That's what I'm here to do, right. To help you to stop being a whore, to stop being a drug addict, to stop eating pork. That's my job. That's all I do. And I'm going to be strong and courageous in it. Ain't no weak, effeminate man in the U.P.K, man.
That's right.
We don't run from nothing. Go ahead, drop that. Now, let's get a, let me see where we at. Let's get a, I'm going to go into the story. Let's go into the story. Let me get 2 Maccabees chapter 8. 2 Maccabees chapter 8. That's in the Apocrypha. Chapter 8, verse 20 and 21. You got the Apocrypha? No sweat. Go ahead and get it for you. It's apocrypha, this book right here. If you don't, look, I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't read this book, you're a Christian. It's that simple. I'm not, like, that's not a joke. That's real talk. You're a straight up Christian, and the Lord definitely ain't dealing with you. So yeah, let's go ahead and get it. 2 Maccabees chapter 8, starting at verse 20, and we're going to read to 21. So just to give you a backdrop, this is Judas Maccabees. Judas Maccabees, he was a mighty man. You understand? I'm gonna tell you right now, outside of Christ, he's probably my favorite biblical character, man. When I say mighty, this is who I would love to model my life after. Just this little snippet gonna let you know why. Read.
The book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 8, verse 20. And he told them of the battle that they had in Babylon,
right,
with the Galatians, how they came out 8,000 all to the business.
Right. He said, so they came out 8,000 all into the business. What are you talking about? Talk about to the war, to the fight, to the battle. They came out 8,000 all into the business. You understand? He already got that brother swag. You understand? They came out 8,000 all into the business. You understand? Read.
With 4,000 Macedonians.
4,000 Macedonians with him. Read.
And that the Macedonians, being perplexed, the 8,000 destroyed 120,000.
So this is Maccabees giving a breakdown on how our people had 8,000 and we destroyed 120,000.
Right.
Read. Why? Read what he said.
Because of the help that they had from heaven, and so received a great booty,
meaning a great reward. So that's how and this is essentially he's giving a breakdown of our history at this time, a war we went through. They received it great because it was from heaven. The Most High was with us. Read what he says next.
Thus, when he had made them bold with these words, and ready to die for the law, and
don't roll. And ready what?
And ready to die.
So first he said, thus when he had made them bold with these words. So he talking to his camp, his brothers, his army, and he letting them know, yo, bro, hey, don't be scared of nothing. Be strong and courageous. You understand? We done had plenty of war. We had a war where we went in with 8,000. We destroyed 120,000. So after you get done telling that story, they get a little bold. Like, you know what? You're right. We serve the Lord. We the men of the Lord. And we'll die for this thing. Just think of brothers. It won't be that hard to put it together. Just think of brothers when they in they moment. That's exactly what's going on. It's just for a righteous cause. Read 21 from the top.
Thus, when he had made them bold with these words,
spoke the words of God, spoke the words of our history, of our heritage, of who we are. And that's what made them bold. The same thing that should happen today. When you learn your history, who you are, that should make you bold. Read.
And ready to die for the law and the country.
For the law and the country, meaning we'll die for this. We'll die for the laws of God and for our country. You understand? We'll do that. That's what this is about. This is our walk. We'll die for the laws of God and our country. You know what's crazy? We don't have our country right now.
Right.
Meaning we failed. We failed at that part. We let the Lord down on that one. That's what we got to realize. We got to take responsibility. We did that. We don't have a land because we let him down. Bang out 22 or 21.
He divided his army into 4 parts.
Right. So after that, he made his brothers bold. You know what I'm saying? He said, we ready to die for this. As soon as they understood that, he divided them into 4 parts and shoot, we going to war, baby. We about that business. You understand? Now, let's go back one chapter. 2 Maccabees chapter 7. We're going to read this story because what this story is going to show you, this is how you live for the Lord. No matter what people say, ain't nobody in today's time going through what these people right here in 2 Maccabees chapter 7 going through. So if they ain't got no excuse, we don't have no excuse. That's right. But to stand boldly, to be strong and courageous for the Lord. That's right. We have no excuse. Go ahead and read. We on 2nd Maccabees chapter 7, chapter before that, where we at right now. Yep. So just go back one, or it might be there. I'm not sure. 7. Boom, there it is. All right. So go ahead and start reading from the top. This is a powerful story. It's about a mother and her 7 children. Look how they conducted themselves for the Lord. Read.
The book of 2nd Maccabees, chapter 7, verse 1. It came to pass also,
right,
that 7 brethren, with their mother,
right. So we got 7 brothers and their mother. Read. Were
taken and compelled by the king against the law to taste swine's flesh.
To do what?
And were compelled by the king against the law to taste swine's flesh.
To taste swine's flesh. What does that mean in modern terms? They had to do what? Huh?
Break the dietary law.
Eat pork, and break the dietary law. Exactly. And guess what? Our people will willingly do this. Let them have a 4th of July cookout. Let them have Thanksgiving. Right. Let them have anything. Just let them have a day off. Let them have. They could be going to work. They will throw some pork in there. They don't care. Our people do not care. They'll throw pork in their diet any way, shape, or form. Chitlins, pork chops, bacon, pig feet, whatever. I don't even know it all. This is what our people eat. Well, guess what? These brothers and their mother, they were compelled, meaning they were made to eat swine's flesh. That should let you know something. That's nothing we should be dealing with. And as you read this story, you're going to understand the power in obeying God. Read. Any questions, comments, and concerns, put them in the chat. We'll definitely knock them out for you. Go ahead, read.
And were tormented.
Well, what?
And were tormented.
Read.
With scourges and whips.
So they were tormented just to eat swine's flesh. That should let you know something. Black man, black woman. When we got to America, we were defeated.
Right.
They didn't have to torment us. We just wanted to eat anything at that point. We were defeated. We were no longer strong and courageous. We were weak and feeble. And we've been living like it ever since, which is why America walks all over us. Black lives matter. No, all lives matter. Okay, well, if you say so, no sweat. It's okay. But we still got people dying every week.
Right.
Lynched every month. Hands up, don't shoot. All we know how to do is make a fool of ourselves by marching in some hot sun.
Right. When
white folks come and give us water for marching. Oh, you're okay? You want a bottle of water? Thank you. You're so kind. Look, we are at a point where we are just so weak. It is pathetic to any man or woman of the Lord.
Right.
It's like, what are you doing? We're up here trying to build our people up, and all you can do is run to the same people that's raping, robbing, and killing us till this day, and ask for some water, and ask for them to march with you, ask for a hug, ask for them to put their hand up. Like, what does that matter? Right. What does any of that matter? Do something that will fix your people.
That's right.
That's hearkening to the Lord. That's being strong and courageous. Stand boldly for the Lord. You do that, you won't have to worry about them no more. They'll become irrelevant. Now, I know a lot of our people are afraid to hear, Master gonna become irrelevant? No, we can't have that. But guess what? That's the only way we begin to fix us. I'm gonna tell you right now, to the Chinaman, when he come over here, he get his little loan and he build up his little city with all his people. That's irrelevant, because when he looks left, right, up, down, he see his people. Same with the Arabs, same with the Africans. They know to stick together. We the only people that look towards Massa to stop doing or to fix what he already messed up. We the only people. And the only reason we do that because we're not strong and courageous. We weak. We're weak-minded. We're effeminate. We're feeble as a nation. And that's the problem. That's why Nick Cannon didn't have enough courage to stand on what he said. If he was in the UPK, he'd stand on what he's saying, because he has a whole nation of brothers that's going, don't worry, don't sweat. We're going to show him everything that he don't know. We're going to show him. But when you ain't got a nation supporting you, well, now you do feel like you're alone. And no matter how much money he had, Nick Cannon knew he was alone, because the people putting the money in his pocket are all the people against him. So, yeah, it sounded good, but when he realized they had people to support what they wanted to do and he didn't, he had to apologize. He had to apologize. Same with Deshaun Jackson. If he keep wanting to run and catch a football, guess what? He got to apologize. He can't look like a strong black man. He has to be a weak, effeminate man for the even weaker and effeminate men. Being strong and courageous is not a part of what they want black men to do in America. But in the UPK, it's the only thing we do. We're going to be strong and courageous, good, bad, ugly, and different. It's the only way to go. So go ahead and read verse 2.
But one of them that spake first said thus.
So one of the brothers, one of the brothers, he spake first of the 7 brothers. Read.
What wouldest thou ask or learn of us?
So what do you want from us, essentially? What is it that you want, man? Come on. You know I ain't eating no pork. But look at what he says next.
We are ready to die.
Whoa, what?
We are ready to die.
Did he say me? I'm ready to die?
We are ready to die.
How did he know his mother and his brothers were ready to die? How did he know that? How did he know?
They were banded together as one.
They trusted in the Most High.
Boom. And that's literally what it was. Guess what? I know I got brothers in California ready to die for the Lord.
That's right.
In Texas, ready to die for the Lord. In Indianapolis, ready to die for the Lord. I know that. I don't have to ask them. So if you ask me, I'll say we are ready to die for this. I know that. I don't have to ask. Same with them. They know. If you're in the UPK, you doing the work of the Lord. You're ready to die for this. I'll die before I willingly eat pork. I'll tell you that. It's just pork. No, it ain't. It's abominable to my God. So therefore, it's abominable to me. It's that simple. He hates it. I hate it even more. Read.
Rather than to transgress the laws of our fathers.
So it says we are ready to die rather than transgress the laws of our fathers. Where the black man is ready to do that?
That's right.
Where they at? Because guess what? That's the black man that can lead a household. That's the black man that can lead a nation. That's the black man that can actually stand up to Esau, the white man, and tell him, no, you're not a real Jew. Prove me wrong. Or you gonna take my check? Taking my check does not prove me wrong. If anything, it proves me right. Because if I ain't saying nothing that ain't real, why does it matter? Where those black men at, man?
Okay.
Damn right. Damn right. Barakatah Yahweh Yahweh Shah. Understand that. We gonna stand up for it. We ready to die before we transgress the laws of our fathers. Read.
Then the king being in a rage.
And that's what's going to make them in a rage. When you actually stand up and stick to what you're going to do. You can say anything, but I know if I can threaten you with this and you going to run, well, it don't matter what you say. But let Nick Cannon stay on that square and say, oh, no sweat. I'm not. Not only am I not going to apologize, you're going to have to prove me wrong. Oh, he'll get in a rage then. Oh, Massa will be mad then. Read.
Commanded pans and cauldrons to be made hot.
So now the king mad. He eating up pans and cauldrons. Yeah, guess what? You know what that's going to lead to. Read.
Which forthwith, being heated, he commanded to cut out the tongue of him that spake first.
Now guess what? Even if we stood boldly, most of our brothers, they probably, you going to do what? Cut my tongue? Oh, no sweat. No, all right. I'm sorry, Master. I'm sorry, king. No, you ain't got to go that far. But guess what? These brothers that actually serve the Lord strong and courageously, that stand bold for him, watch what they do. Read.
And to cut off the utmost parts of his body.
To cut off the utmost part of his body, limbs, anything. Anything you can think of cutting off, it was liable to get cut off. Listen, keep going.
The rest of his brethren and his mother looking on.
So now, this is about to happen to this man. And his brothers, his blood brothers, his mother are looking at this helplessly. Now, this goes into one of the curses. What curses does it go into? Thou shalt have
no rest, no peace.
Thou shalt have no might in thy hand.
Right.
Yeah. Read.
The rest of his brother and his mother looking on.
Uh-huh.
Now, when he was thus maimed in all his members.
So now they done did it. They done maimed all his members. Read.
He commanded him, being yet alive, to be brought to the fire.
So now they cut off his members, and he's still alive. And now guess what? Now the king commanded, bring him to the fire. See, we don't go through this. This is something we don't see this. They'll take a paycheck or a job from us, and now we start running like a little punk.
Right.
But this is what our brothers and our forefathers had to go through, man. And they stood strong and courageously for the Lord. They did not run. They did not turn from the left or to the right to disobey God because of this happening. Look at what they do. Read.
And to be fried in the pan.
To do what?
And to be fried in the pan.
To be fried in the pan. Yo. Read.
And as the vapor of the pan was for a good space dispersed, they exhorted one another with the mother to die manfully, saying thus.
To do what?
They exhorted another with the mother to die manfully.
What does that mean? Don't skip past that. What are they saying? To die manfully. What are they saying?
Die as a man or woman of the Lord.
Damn right. They looking at each other. This might be it, y'all. It's almost like you play sports or something, y'all get in that huddle, and it's like, this is it. It's game time.
Right.
It's game time. But we ain't running. We ain't backing down. Well, now imagine getting in that same huddle and looking at the ones you grew up with, the ones you loved, the ones you cared for. Saying, this is it. We're about to die for the Lord. You ready? And looking at each one to a man and to the mother saying, damn right. Let's go. That's what's going on here. This is being strong and courageous for the God that gave us this life. That's nothing to us. Read.
The Lord, the Most High Power, looketh upon us.
Right.
And in truth had comfort in us. As Moses in his song.
Right.
Which witness to their faces declares, saying, and he shall be comforted in his servants.
Right.
So when the first was dead, after this number, they brought the second to make him a mocking stock.
So now the first brother dead. So now they take the second brother, whomever they chose, just to make him a mocking stock. The point of this is how hardcore this is. The king and them did not want to kill them at this point. That was not the king's goal. The king's goal was to get them to turn to make everybody else turn. But they so hardcore, it's almost like they're forcing the king it's forcing the king's hand.
Right.
Like, what I'm gonna do? Keep threatening y'all? When we continue to read that, you're gonna see why that ain't gonna work. We about our Father's business. Like Judas Maccabee said, we about that business. You understand? Here's what we about that. In the U.P.K, we about that business, man. That's all it is to it. Keep reading.
And when they had pulled off the skin of his head.
When they that's not light right there. They did what?
And when they had pulled off the skin of his head. With the hair.
Do you realize what just happened?
No.
They pulled off this. Right. So it's almost like, let me sick your hair. That's what they did to him. That's what they did to that brother, the second brother. Read.
They asked him, wilt thou eat before thou be punished throughout every member of thy body?
So they already did that to the brother. And then they asked him this question, will thou eat before we punish you even more? And what does he say?
But he answered in his own language and said, no.
What? No, he said in his own tongue. I need you to answer that, brother.
La'ah.
He didn't say it like that. How did this brother say?
La'ah.
Damn right. La'ah. He went back to his own tongue. I don't care if you can't understand the language, you're going to understand the spirit behind what I'm saying. La'ah. Read.
Wherefore, he also received the next torment in order as the former did.
So they cut off his members too. Read.
And when he was at the last gasp,
right,
he said, "Thou like a fury takest out of this present life.
Right.
But the King of the world shall raise us up."
What is he saying?
Even though he's dying in this life, the Most High will bring him back to stand above with him.
But what does this prove? What did he understand that U.P.K understands that a lot of people don't understand?
Reincarnation.
Damn right. I'm coming back. I ain't tripping. I'll be back. Don't worry. You take me out this present life right now, but I'll be back. The king of this world is going to raise me up again. Understand that. Read.
Who had died for us for his laws unto everlasting life.
Everlasting life. Read.
After him was the third, made a mocking stock.
So again, they tried to mock again because they're like, man, we doing some hardcore stuff to these brothers and they ain't budging. All right, so now we're gonna make a mocking stock out of him. Yeah. Now you know what we'll do. You know what we'll do. Ha. Yeah, okay. Well, let's see what this brother do. Read.
And when he was required, he put out his tongue, and that right soon, holding forth his hands manfully.
So what did it just tell you?
Said, bring it.
Damn right. You want what? Take it all. I don't care. His life is not my own. This is something that we understood. This is why Christ had to come back to reteach us this. Your life is not your own. Don't be afraid of this captivity. Be strong and of a good courage. Stand boldly for the Lord. Before they could even get to it, he got his tongue out with his hands out like, go ahead, take it. Take it. Say, mine, I'm coming back. Let's go. What you waiting on? Read.
And said courageously.
How? Whoa, he said what?
And said courageously.
Why did he know to say this courageously? It's the theme of what we've been doing. Why did he know to be courageous in this?
Because he's trusted in the Most High.
He is.
And you know he's coming back.
But he's obedient.
Right.
It's a law. It's a law. No matter how ugly it gets, it's a law. Now, what we're going to realize is the first two brothers already died. So even in your death, you are to do what? Be strong and courageous.
Right.
It's not like you're going to be strong and courageous and, okay, I'm going to live because I'm stronger. No. You might be here. We might have to look at each other like, yeah, it's that time. Don't sweat. We'll be back. Let's go. As long as we're doing it for the Lord, I see nothing wrong with it.
Right.
The Lord sees nothing wrong with it. That's what he wants of us. That's what this is about. Let's keep reading.
These I have from heaven. And for his laws I despise them.
It said courageously, these I had from heaven, and for his laws I despise. And what did he just say? Matter of fact, finish it out and then tell me what he said. Finish that verse out.
And from him I hope to receive them again.
What did he just tell us? What did he just say? He said, and said courageously, these I had from heaven, and for his laws I despise him. I despise them, and from him I hope to receive them again. What did he just say? What is he? Just make it plain. Let's say I don't understand. What is he really just saying?
He just said that, you know, these limbs, this body was given by the Most High, and because I'm obedient to the law,
I despise it. Meaning you can have it. Like I'll forsake this body before I forsake the law.
Right.
That's being strong and courageous. Now, if this brother, our forefather, our example, can be strong enough to forsake his own body and life for the laws of God, why can't you forsake a check? Like, let's be real. And it ain't like you forsaking this check and you ain't got no money left. You forsaking the check and you might just have to hustle just to get another job to bring in that much money. But when you got as much money as they already had, it ain't gonna be hard to get that money back. You can go into real estate, anything. You'll get that money back. So why can this brother forsake his body and his life But our brothers today, as soon as they say something powerful, they forsake us instead of the check or instead of the fame and the fortune. You want to know why? I'll tell you why. They're not strong and courageous. It's that simple. They're weak and effeminate. They want to look the part. They don't want to live this life. Only certain men are cut for this cloth.
That's right.
You understand? Everybody ain't cut to serve the Lord. Serving the Lord. What does it say in Ecclesiastes chapter 2? Knowing thy come to serve the Lord was sure to follow.
Pain.
Temptation.
Yeah.
Temptation sure to follow.
Right.
Meaning it ain't gonna be easy. It's gonna be tough. There will be pain. So what? So what? Stand boldly in it. Be courageous, strongly courageous, and fear not while it's going on. Praise him in it. The water. I don't know what you're doing, but hey, Most High in Christ, let's rock. It is what it is. Let's get it. Because think about it. I mean, as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, shoot, most of our life has been filled with a lot of pain and shortcomings and falls, and we had no answers to it. So when we come to serve the Lord, at least we have the answer. Why wouldn't you at least stand strong in that? Most of your life, you never had the answer. We just was falling short and kept falling. But at least in this, we have the answer to know. As long as I'm alive, I'll find a way to overcome. It's that simple. Be strong and courageous in that. That's how you stand boldly for the Lord.
That's right.
You understand? And that's what's going to get you to stop smoking that weed. That's what's going to get you to stop eating that pork.
That's right.
And that's what's going to get you to detest that weed and that pork.
That's right.
In those holidays and birthdays. That's what's going to get you to go against that and really hate it. Have a passion for hating it. Like I hate when my timeline say, oh, happy birthday, this, that, the third. Nick, bro, why am I celebrating you? Why? Like, why? I'm alive another year. And what have you done with any of the years you've been alive? What have you done for your people? What have you done for yourself? Well, oh, you made a little money? Okay, well, let's go start our country and let's go get our life back. Oh, you ain't made that much money. So really, what have you done? You're just a good servant of America. I'm not celebrating that. There's nothing to celebrate in that. If Job, Jeremiah, and the rest of our forefathers understood, I'm not celebrating my own, when they actually have the Most High saying they pleased him, why would I celebrate you when the Most High has already said you ain't pleasing him? I know you ain't pleasing him. Right. You're talking about celebrating yourself like you're something.
Right.
That is so detestable to me. Like, I don't even begin to understand that mentality. Now, granted, for 20-something years of my life, I probably did celebrate my birthday. But when you come and become that new creature, you hate the old you. That's about 90% of why you won't be the old you, because you hate it. Don't nobody do nothing they hate. You understand? If you truly hate something and have a passion for hating, you don't want nothing to do with it. That's why I don't smoke weed no more. Right. That's why I don't eat pork no more. That's why I don't celebrate my birthday no more. That's why I don't do Christmas no more. That's why I don't do any of these holidays no more. Because I hate it. It's against the Lord. I hate being against the Lord. I did it most of my life and it sucked. I hate it. I'm done being against the Lord. I'm done. And that's what these brothers understood. They'll never be against the Lord. You'll never get me to be against the Lord. I'll die. I'll let you make a mockery of me and be courageous in it before I let you make me disobey my God. That's power. That's might. Because the king has all the might. But he was the only one mad and outrageous at this time. As it said, the king was rage. He was mad. He was this. If you got all the power and might, what you mad at? You got all the power and might. But because in this situation, the king had no might. It was almost like he was doing his efforts for nothing. And as we continue to read, it gets even mightier. Read. Where we at? 11, 12?
12. Book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 7, verse 12.
Uh-huh.
Insomuch that the king and that they have were with him, marvel at the young man's courage.
So now the king, he done went from mad to like, man, these brothers, good Lord. Man, I would have been unfolded. The king thinking in himself, like, I would have been unfolded. There's no way I could have went through any of this.
Right.
He's marveled How do they do it? How can they even think like that? What possesses them to do that? You know what possesses them to do that? Who wants to guess?
The Lord. The
Damn
Most
right.
High.
Damn right. The Most High is what possesses them to be that strong and courageous, to stand boldly for the Lord. That's what possesses them to do that. And that's what possesses us today to do that. No matter how crazy you think we are, no matter how wrong you think we are, we will stand boldly for the Lord. And we ain't backing down from nothing.
Right.
This is the life we live. And we're about this life. We're about our Father's business.
Right.
So there's no way you can make me stop doing this. You want to make me stop doing it? You're reading right here the only way to do it. You have to take me out the game. You gonna have to kill me. And understand then, I still ain't going out with a fight. You might be trying to take my tongue out. I might just start saying the black man is the Israelite. I'll just start saying whatever truth I can say. You take my tongue out, I don't care. I'm going to fight to the death. Every last breath I breathe from this day forward is for the Lord. Who can say that? No matter how good, bad, or indifferent, every breath I breathe from this day forward is for the Lord. Who can stand on that? Who can show they live that? We can in the UPK.
Right.
This is what we do. Let's keep reading about these mighty men and women.
I'm going to start from the top of verse 12.
Go slow. Yep.
The book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 7, verse 12. Insomuch that the king and they that were with him marveled at the young man's courage, for that he nothing regarded the pain.
Meaning, they put them through some of the worst torture they could think of. And these men are just courageously not giving two flying you-know-whats about it. It's like, bruh, they don't even act like this hurt. They don't even act like this is something. This is the worst I could think of. How are they doing it? Because they stand boldly for the Lord.
Right.
Strong and courageous and fear not. That's how you do it. When you make it a lifestyle, it becomes second nature. Just like if you continue to practice anything, it becomes second nature. Well, practice being strong and courageous for the Lord. You understand?
Right.
That's why I speak this truth whenever I get an opportunity. That's why, hey, you celebrate your birthday? I despise my birthday. Let me tell you why you should too.
Right.
Understand? That's what this is about. Read.
Now, when this man was dead also.
So what we on, the third brother? Is that the third brother that died?
God.
All right, read.
They tormented and mangled the fourth in like manner.
So the fourth went through the same. Read.
So when he was ready to die.
So the fourth is about to die. Read.
He said thus, It is good being put to death by men, to look from hope from the Most High, to be raised up again by him. What is a recurring theme that all these brothers understand? They know they will be coming back. They know they're going to be coming back. Like to us, it's this magical thing. Reincarnation. Oh my God, I'm going to die and become what? No. This is how it works. Your body goes to the dust. The spirit goes up to the Most High. He judges it. And these brothers, listen. I ain't the Most High, but I can tell you these brothers probably got high remarks when they went back up there. Right. They went back up there, and the Most High said, I don't even need to say something. Get your own down there. You probably got a billion this, a billion that, a billion and everything. You probably living like Job was before he put all the curses on Job now. These brothers understood what it was about. You understand? This is what we all should be aiming for. Honestly, if we truly love the Lord, we want to model these brothers, and in whatever right we have, be more powerful than these brothers for our people. This is the example of being strong and courageous. We read it was a law. We read it was a reoccurring theme, and now we're seeing the examples of it. We read Judas Maccabees, how he told a story about our brothers being strong and courageous, 8,000 against 120,000, and we came out victorious, got the crowd rah-rah, and told them, let's go fight and be ready to die for this. We about that business. We're reading how these brothers literally had no way out, had no might in their hand. The only might they had was obedience to the Lord, and they used every bit of it to make sure that the Lord and these heathens understood we only serve one God. We'll die for this. Read. As for thee,
Uh-huh.
thou shalt have no resurrection to life.
What did he say? So what did he just tell Lil? He's like, I know I'm coming back. You know what I'm saying? You, yeah, it's gonna suck for you when that time comes. Right. You understand? Like for you, that resurrect boy, you gonna come back a blind bum that everybody kick when they walk by type. Right. You understand? Your life is gonna be worse than what you're doing to me right now. Right. And it's gonna be a lifetime. He said, but thou shalt have no resurrection to life. You understand? Read.
Afterward, they brought the fifth also, right, and mangled him.
Same thing. Read.
Then looked he unto the king and said,
this is the thing. Before they all die, they letting them know what they about. Right. They about that business. Right. They about that. They about that life. So you go ahead and kill me. Just know this before I die. Right. As who got that strength and courage? Who can literally say, yo, when it come down to it, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm really about that. You understand? Like I really would go through this before I ever disobey the Lord again. Right. You can have these members. If you gave them to me, shoot, they're yours anyway. Shoot. All it's gonna do is go back to the dust. You're gonna make a new one, and I'll be back. Guess what? Shoot, that life probably would be better anyway. Right. Most of us. And I ain't saying go kill yourself. This has nothing to do with killing you. If you kill yourself, you did not get any of this message. You understand? This has nothing to do with suicide. This is about standing boldly for the Lord. That's right. This is all these brothers were doing. If they had a chance to live and obey the Lord, they probably would have. You understand that? They would have lived, but they understood death was better than disobedience. That's what we need to understand. Because when you understand that, when you really comprehend that, that's when you'll start to be strong and courageous for the Lord. My life is not my own. This is what it truly means. Read. Let's go ahead and bang this out.
The book of 2 Maccabees chapter 7, verse 16.
Uh-huh.
Then looked he into the king and said, thou hast power over men. Thou art corruptible. Mm-hmm. Thou doest what thou wilt. Mm-hmm. Yet think not that our nation is forsaken of God.
Basically saying, guess what? You can go ahead and do what you want to, but our nation is firm in the Lord. This is what we about. I would love to make this statement. Right. And it to be true. Because I know if I can make this statement and it be true, we're that much closer to our kingdom. That's all the Lord waiting on is us to be obedient servants, obedient children. Like when we can literally make this happen, man, do you understand how much life will even get better in this captivity? That's what this is about. See, at this point, even though we were starting to go through curses and things like that, these brothers understood you can do whatever you want. We'll never break because the God we serve is greater than anything you are. And when we understand that, that's why life means nothing. That's why people looking at us a certain way means nothing. That's why I lose a job, it means nothing. Because I can get all that back tenfold. But the obedience to my God, that's a once in a lifetime thing. Because once life is over, now you've been judged on whether you obeyed or not. You can't get that back. Right. That's why the scripture says, don't fear the man that can kill the body. Fear the one that can kill the body and the soul. These men understood that. Right. Our nation at this time understood that. Read.
But abide a while.
Uh-huh.
And behold, his great power, how he will torment thee and thy seed.
Right.
After him also they brought the six, who being ready to die said, be not deceived without cause, for we suffered these things for ourselves, having sinned against our power.
Right.
Therefore, marvelous things are done unto us.
So what is he saying?
Basically, all these things are happening because we have went against the Most High. And basically, like example, they're like, I'm not gonna go against the Most High even in death. That like
you on the right, you're on the right track. So let's break it down. When he says, so like which
18.
18. All right, so it says, be not deceived without cause, for we suffer these things for ourselves, having sinned against our God. What is he saying? Even if it wasn't me sinning, our nation has turned to sin.
Right.
This is what our nation has come to. How do we know that's true? The only time the Lord brings something like this against our nation is what? When we break the law. What did the law say? Obey, you get life. Right. I set you above the nations. Right. You disobey, bring nations against you. This, that, and the third. Well, this is a nation coming against them. Right. So obviously, because he knows what? The law, he understands why this is happening. I might be obedient, but I got hundreds and thousands of brothers as a nation that want to do their own thing. So he's going to stand firm and he's going to be the example of the good, even though there's a lot of bad going on. And that's the power in that. All of us can take that lesson because of right now, us as a nation, we're probably a lot worse than what they were right then and there. Oh, our people, we'll be gay. We'll lay with anybody. We'll be drug heads and glorify it. We'll literally what? I mean, we don't celebrate any high holy days. So that's out the window, right? We're Christians. I mean, we're literally like the worst of the worst right now. But us, as the true Israelites, as the Israel that is Israel, not all Israel is not Israel, but we are the Israel that is Israel. We can be the example just like these brothers and this sister was. This is the power that we have in us, and this is what we should live to. And how do we do it? We must be strong and courageous in our everyday life and living for the Lord. Let's read.
But thou think not that takest in hand to strive against the Most High, right, that thou shalt escape unpunished.
He's basically saying, don't worry, you're going to get yours. You're going to get yours. Read.
But the mother was marvelous above all.
Oh, man. So she said, man, this is how dope, man. Listen, this story is so dope. So these brothers, you seen what they was on. These brothers were mightier than might. They were something that the marvel had. But guess who they couldn't hold nothing to what their mother was about to do. The mother, women, this is it. This is it. This is the type of woman you really want to be strong for the Lord. This is it. Let's read. Let's see what she's talking about. Read from the top of 20.
The book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 7, verse 20. But the mother was marvelous above all, and worthy of honorable memory.
And that's why we're going to read her when we're talking about strong and courageous. That's why I had to get this story. She was honorable above all and worthy of honorable memory. Let's see why. Read.
For when she saw her 7 sons slain within the space of one day.
Now imagine that as a mother. Could you imagine that as a mother? You got seven glorious boys of the Lord. They know who they are. You know who they are. Everybody know who they are. Y'all ready to obey the Lord. How do I know? Because if you're willing to do this for the Lord, obviously you was doing a lot of things of the stuff for the Lord. But you see them slain all in one day right in front of you in the worst of ways. Now let's watch what happens. Read.
She bare with a good courage.
With a what?
With a good courage.
She know the law, don't she? She must have been reading that law, huh?
Right.
What Moses tells us? Be strong and of a good courage. She said, that's exactly what I'm going to do in the worst of times. That's a powerful woman right there. Read.
Because of the hope that she had in the Most High.
It's that simple. I know he goes before me. Read.
Yeah, she exhorted every one of them in her own language, filled with courageous spirits.
So she essentially was giving them giving them words of power, of endearment, of perseverance. You know what I'm saying? You stay strong. You make sure. Go ahead, give them the tongue and give them the hands too. Let's go. This is what we do. This is why we're here. We understand the Lord is calling us. Let's go. You do that. Now, that's my baby. Leave my baby alone. Don't touch him. No. Go ahead, son. It's a mighty woman right there. That is a mighty woman right there. And guess what we call that? We call that true love.
Right.
That's how you love. You ever wanted to know how to truly love them? You love them the way you love your sons or your children. You make sure that they stay in this truth, whether it's putting their life on the line or not. If I gotta watch my daughters or my son, and I'm not, it's eat this pork, or they gonna take them out. I love you, but we love the Lord. Damn right. I love you, so you know what we must do, right? Now it's time to have that conversation. It's probably it. It's probably it. We got to go. The Lord's calling us. Let's rock. Let's go out on top. Let's show them that the God we serve is greater than anything they could be in our death.
Right.
Let's read.
The book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 7, verse 21.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she exhorted every one of them in her own language, filled with courageous spirits.
With what?
Filled with courageous spirits.
It's in the law. Read.
And stirring up her womanish thoughts with a manly stomach.
So now, what is that saying? This is what we would call the human side of it. What is it saying? It's the want to say, no, not my baby, is there. But what overtook was stand strong. This is our duty to the Lord. We know we've been disobedient as a nation, so we must go through with the execution. The one to say, no, that's my baby, give me my baby, was there. But she said, damn my emotions. What is the truth telling me? What does the law tell me? What is the Lord telling me? And that's what I'm going to go through with, no matter how much that motherly love is there. Read.
She said unto them, I cannot tell ye how ye came into my womb. For I neither gave you breath nor life.
See, now that's powerful right there, because a lot of women say, I brung you in this world, I take you out this world, I gave you life. You understand? And that's what we got to understand. That ain't got nothing, that ain't our call. That ain't our call at all. You understand? Go ahead, read.
Neither was it I that formed the members of every one of you. But doubtless the creator of the world, who formed the generation of man, and found out the beginning of all things, will also of his own mercy give you breath and life again.
What did she just let us know? That she understand too?
That the Most High will bring you back, reincarnation.
Exactly. All these brothers and this sister, they understood one thing. You can take the body, the members, the whatever you want. Take our life. Because the Most High is just going to bring us back. No sweat. We coming back. So we'll obey in death before we disobey for life. How many of us can say that, man? How many of us can truly say that? You understand? Most High in Christ. Shalom. Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Or Yahweh Shemal Taba Shem Yahshua. Princess Aviva. Lord Christ. I'm glad you checking in. Sign Christ. Let's have that power. This is a powerful story for you too, sis. You understand? Most High in Christ. Read.
The book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 7, verse 24. Now Antiochus, thinking himself despised and suspecting it to be a reproachful speech.
Right.
Will thou's youngest was yet alive, did not only exhort him by words, but he also assured him with oaths that he will make him both a rich and a happy man if he returned from the laws of his father. So now it's only one more left. So now they go from trying to torture to what America do today. Hey man, go ahead. You take this. I'll make you a mighty man of the earth. Right.
You understand? I'll make you the most everything of the earth. And you know why he knew he had that power? It goes back to what it said in Job. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked.
Right.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, then who? Where is he? He knows he's the wicked of the earth. So guess what? Torture and torment didn't work. So now let's do the flip side, which is what America likes to do most of the time. I give you $1 million. I'll make you a star. I'll make you a movie star, a rap star. I'll make you an athlete. I'll make everybody love you. I'll advertise you in your name and make you a brand. All you got to do is forsake the laws of your father. Let's see what this one did. The last brother. Read.
And that also he would take him for his friend and trust him with affairs.
So now he's saying, not only will I make you all this, that, and the third, shoot, I'm gonna make you my A1. You're gonna be my guy. You're gonna be the one that makes the moves for me, and you get the power and the glory for it. I'm ready to do all that. Forget all this killing. We ain't gotta do all that. Let's come together. Ain't that what America say?
Right.
Well, let's see what this brother said when it came down to let's come together. Let's see if he was weak and effeminate, or was he strong and courageous and feared not, like true men and women of the Lord do? Read.
But when the young man
where you at?
Oh, the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 7, verse 25.
Uh-huh.
But when a young man would in no case hearken unto him.
Would what? Would what?
Would in no case hearken unto him.
I'm not having it. I don't want to be your Jay-Z. I don't want to be your Michael Jordan. I don't want to be your P. Diddy. I don't want to be your Nick Cannon. That is his name, right? Yeah. I don't want to be your Deshaun Jackson. I don't want to be your Will Smith. I want to serve my God. That's all that matters. Read.
The king called his mother and exhorted her that she would counsel the young man to save his life.
So you got the last brother and the mother, and now they don't want to kill. Look, they don't want to kill no more. It don't work. This is how you overcome death. You understand? It don't work when you see you dealing with some real killers that's already put their life down for the Lord. So you taking the life is nothing. It don't work. So now we're going to go to the flip side of it. I give y'all everything. Y'all be the richest Jews on earth. Y'all be the richest black folks on earth. Every black folk from this day forward will look up to you. You could be Oprah. You could be Jay-Z. Let's see what this mother said. Read.
And when she had exhorted him with many words, she promised him that she would counsel her son.
So she said, don't sweat. I'll go talk to him. I'll go talk to my son, my last son. You've already killed my 6 other sons. I'll go talk to him. Let's see what she says. Read.
But she bowing herself toward him, laughing the cool tyrant to scorn.
So now she's bowing towards him and laughing him to scorn, like making a mockery of him. Read.
Spake in her country language on this manner.
She spoke in that original Hebrew tongue. Yahweh Shema Alatah Bashim Yahweh Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Bashim Yahweh. That's that Hebrew. You understand? She spoke in that tongue. Read.
O my son,
have
pity upon me that bare thee 9 months in my womb.
Have pity upon me that bare me 9 months in my womb. Read.
And gave thee such 3 years. And nourished thee. And brought thee up into this age, and endured the troubles of education.
Right. So basically, they went through a grind too. Life wasn't just smooth and kicks and giggles. They had those torments and tough times just like us. Read.
I beseech thee, my son, look upon the heaven and the earth, and all that is therein, and consider that God made them of things they were not. And so was mankind made likewise.
Right.
Fear not this tormentor.
Fear what?
Fear not this tormentor.
Be strong and of a good courage. Fear not. Ain't that what the law said?
God.
She just breaking it down for him. Read.
But being worthy of thy brethren, take thy death, that I may receive thee again in mercy with thy brethren.
What did she just tell us? Man, I would love to be surrounded by nothing but blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans with this spirit. That's the type of black folks I want to be around. These corny black power this, black power that, but ready to cave as soon as the white man take a job or money or opportunity away from you. Those don't really tickle my fancy. But give me these people. I would love to dwell and put my life on the line for these people. And guess where they're at? In the U.P.K.
Right.
All day, baby. Read.
While she was yet speaking these words, The young man said, whom wait ye for? I will not obey the king's commandment, but I will obey the commandment of the law that was given to our fathers by Moses.
And what is he saying? What is this young man saying?
He's gonna follow after the Most High rather than what man-made laws.
Damn right, but he started off by saying, whom wait ye for? What is he saying there? What does he mean?
So like, I'm not sure.
Don't sweat. What are you waiting for? I'm not following you. I'm following the laws of my forefather. Make sense now? What are you waiting for? Go do it. You're gonna kill me. Kill me. Look, listen. My mother already knows what this is about. My brothers already showed what this is about. We've already committed to the death. Let's get it. What are you waiting for? And this is all for the Lord. This powerful story is all for the love of the Lord.
Right.
This is how you love the Lord, people.
That's right.
If you want to know how to love the Lord, this is what it's about. Ready to die any way, shape, or form, you must. If it comes down to obeying the Lord or disobeying the Lord for your life. And in certain ways, it will. You understand? Let's keep reading.
The book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 7, verse 31. And thou, that has been the author of all mischief against the Hebrews.
So what is he saying? You are the author of all mischief against the Hebrews. Meaning, now, we realize who was putting this punishment on them. What nation of people was this? If you don't know, it's cool.
I don't know.
You want to take a guess at it, sis? Edomites. These were Edomites. Edomites were doing this to us. These were Edomites. He said, you are all, what did he say? The author of all mischief against the Hebrews. Guess what? When they make Deshaun Jackson and Nick Cannon apologize for being who they are, that's the mischief this brother already knew they were about. You understand? This is what they already understood. And this young brother right here, let them know. You the mischief against the Hebrews, the author of all mischief against the Hebrews. Read.
The book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 7, verse 32.
31. You got to finish out 31.
31.
Uh-huh.
And thou that hast been the author of all mischief against the Hebrew shall not escape the hands of the Most High.
Right. So you're going to get us, but you ain't going to escape the punishment of the Most High. Read.
For we suffer because of our sins.
Uh-huh.
And thou, the living power, be angry with us a little while for our chastening and correction.
So as they go through this, they already realize it's because we disobeyed as a nation. We fell from the Lord. Most people want to say, how can a God say he loves us and let us go through slavery?
Right.
These people went through worse. They know who they was and everything, and they literally got cut by the limbs, scalped by the head, killed right in front of their loved ones, and they still obeyed God and still understood the reason. If you think you anything for the Lord, you're nothing for the Lord. You are absolutely nothing for the Lord. And you are the reason we'll stay in slavery, because you are absolutely nothing and you don't understand the ways of the Lord. That's why he says, my ways are not your ways.
Right.
My thoughts are not your thoughts. So don't try to make sense of my ways and my thoughts with your ways and your thoughts. Just know my ways and my thoughts trump your ways and your thoughts. When you start understanding that, this will become a lot simpler.
Right.
Read.
Yet shall he be at one again with his servants.
But what?
Yet shall he be at one again with his servants.
Read.
But thou, O godless man.
Oh, what?
O godless man.
Every Edomite is a what?
Godless man.
It's that simple. I don't care how nice they portray themselves. A godless man. They are godless men, meaning they can make any god they want to serve. It's not real. It's of none effect. Read.
And of all other most wicked.
And of all other most wicked. The earth was given into the hand of the who?
wicked.
We can't make this up, man. We can't make this up. Read.
Be not lifted up without a cause, nor puffed up with uncertain hopes, lifting up thy hand against the service of the Most High.
And that's what they do to this day. That's why you hands up, don't shoot, black man and woman. That's why Breonna Taylor happened. Because days where as a nation, we're still disobedient to the Lord. So they can get away with that. And us in the UPK, we understand that's why, which is why we try to tell our people, shut up and come right back to the law, statutes, commandments. But I feel I didn't ask. I don't really care how you feel. That's not going to help us. I don't care about that. But what you can do is shut up and come back to the Most High and be strong and courageous in it. Have no problem letting yourself know you're the reason why we're screwed as a nation. That's what every Black, Hispanic, and Native American man, woman, and child must do. I'm the reason we're screwed as a nation. Let me fix me. Let me fix us. I'll fix us by fixing me. And as I fix me, I'll help fix others. That's what this is about. That's why it says, love thy brother and suffer not sin upon him. You understand? Don't sweat. Go ahead, bang that up.
The book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 7, verse 35.
Go ahead, read 36.
Verse 36. For our brethren, who now have suffered a short pain,
right,
are dead under the Most High's covenant of his everlasting life.
So they died under the covenant. They know what's good. We good, read.
But thou, through the judgment of the Most High, shall receive just punishment for thy pride.
And this is what we try to tell our people every day. There is a punishment coming to this land.
Right.
There's a punishment coming to this people. But we have to wake up and start realizing our role in getting that punishment to actually come to life. We have to obey God. We have to come back to the law, statutes, commandments. You understand? And this is what the UPK does day in, day out. We have devoted our life to it. Read.
But I, as my brother, offer up my body and life for the laws of our fathers.
My life is not my own. So read.
Beseeching the Most High that he will speedily be merciful unto our nation,
right,
and that thou by torments and plagues mayest confess that he is alone is the Most High.
That's the power of this. That understanding the plagues and the torments is to bring us truly closer to him.
Right.
To bring us back to him. Because before we disobeyed him, we didn't have this.
Right.
We started to disobey him. This is what he lets happen. This is the power in it. But our people won't understand it. Go ahead, read.
And that in me and my brethren, the wrath of the Almighty, which is justly brought upon our nation, may cease.
Right. So hopefully he's trying to get this to cease. I'm going to get this to cease by standing strong and courageous in the Lord. That's how this will happen. If you don't want Breonna Taylor's to happen no more, if you don't want what's the other brother's name? Yeah, you can name all of them. George Floyd. Who else? Trayvon Martin. Tamir Wright. If you don't want this to happen no more, stand boldly for the Lord.
Right.
Be strong and courageous in obeying the Lord. This is the point of this. That's the whole point of this class. If you don't like it, don't just sit up there and send out a tweet or what else, Facebook or whatever. You know, Breonna Taylor been dead and ain't nobody did nothing. We do something every day. We stand strong and courageous for the Lord, which is what the Lord said is how we turn our people around and our nation around. And we get back on his good side so that we won't have Breonna Taylor's. We won't have George Floyd's. We won't have Tamir Rice's. If you want to fix it, obey God. That's the whole message of this, man. With that, I'm going to take any last questions or comments. All right. Don't seem we have any. So with that, we're going to close our class. Again, it's the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge out of 1 West 125th Street under Commanding General YAHANNA. I'm Officer YAHANNA. That's our time. All right. All right, Christ.